With Saquon Barkley trying to break the record for the most yards in a single season, I decided to make a video over that, going over all the 9 people who have rushed for over 2,000 yards in a single season, just to show who did what and how we got to this point. Because Saquon only needs 101 yards to break Eric Dickerson's record of 2,105 yards in a single season. But let's see all the other 8 players that's on the list. Starting off at number 9, we got O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was actually the first player to get 2,000 yards in the season. And most notably, people always point out, it only took him 14 games to get 2,000 yards. And yes, O.J. Simpson was a football player. I know people know O.J. for other things, but for what he did on the football field, O.J. Simpson was an all-time great running back in the NFL. He finished with 2,003 yards on 332 attempts. Number 8, we got Saquon Barkley, who's trying to break the record this year. He has 345 attempts, and right now he's sitting at 2,005 yards. He got 13 rushing touchdowns. What's funny about O.J. Simpson, I know we on Saquon Barkley, O.J. Simpson finished with more fumbles than touchdowns. That's a crazy stat. And Saquon Barkley has almost only fumbled 8 times in his entire 7-year career. At number 7, we got Chris Johnson. A lot of people forgot about Chris Johnson. But in 2009, Chris Johnson ran the ball 358 times for 2,006 yards, had 14 rushing touchdowns, and only 3 fumbles. I don't know if Chris Johnson will ever get into the Hall of Fame, but Chris Johnson was a hell of a running back. And speed-wise, if he get in that open field, you were not likely to catch Chris Johnson in an open field. At number 6, my team, Terrell Davis, the Broncos. He had a short career, only played like 7 years. But he's number 6 on the list, ran the ball 392 times for 208 yards. But he had 21 touchdowns that year, and he won MVP. He only had 2 fumbles that year. And for his career, he only had 20 fumbles. But again, his career was cut short due to injuries. He only played about 7 years. But he is a Hall of Fame running back. Number 5, we got King Henry. In 2020, Derrick Henry ran the ball 378 times for 2,027 yards, 17 touchdowns, and only 3 fumbles. Derrick Henry, to me, is the best running back in the NFL. And he already got 104 rushing touchdowns. So by the time Derrick Henry retires, barring some kind of injury, he'll be top 5 all-time in rushing touchdowns, maybe yards too. Barry Sanders, I feel like Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. At number 4, in 1997, I think he won the MVP that year also. He ran the ball he only ran it 335 times and got 2,053 yards. 3 fumbles, 11 rushing touchdowns. If Barry Sanders didn't retire after like 9 years, he would be the NFL's all-time leading rusher, but that's a different story. At number 3, we got Jamal Lewis. How about I say Jamal Anderson? Jamal Lewis in 2003 was the closest to come to Eric Dickerson's record. He ran it 387 times for 2,066 yards. He did have 8 fumbles that year. He ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Ravens in 2000, but Jamal Lewis is number 3 on the all-time rushers in a single season. Number 2, we got Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, my fault. Adrian Peterson was the closest to breaking Eric Dickerson's record. Jamal Lewis was the most for a single game. He had like 300 and something. But he came close to breaking that record. Adrian Peterson had rushed the ball 348 times for 2,097 yards. He came 8 away from tying Eric Dickerson. Hall of Famer, soon to be Adrian Peterson. And number 1, you got Eric Dickerson from Sealy, Texas. Ran the ball 379 times in 1984 to finish with 2,105 yards, 14 touchdowns. But he also had 14 fumbles that year too. And if he's kind of like OJ Simpson in the sense, yeah, you got a lot of touchdowns, but you also have a lot of fumbles too. And like that's weird to me. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, do you think Saquon Barkley is gonna break the record? And he's going against his old team in the Giants too. So that may be a reason why the Eagles just let him run. If I'm the Giants, I'm putting 8-9 players in the box. I like Kenny Pickett or Jalen Hurts, whoever the quarterback is, they're just gonna have to throw for like 500 yards. Because I'm not about to let Saquon. If that's me, I'm not about to let him break that record against me. But let me know in the comment section, do you think he'll break the record? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment. More videos coming soon. Trey T out. Peace.